Hi, I'm Tim. Welcome to Watchbox, and thanks for logging on. If you love this watch, email me, tmosso@thewatchbox.com. It's your purchase and pricing email question line for buying this or any watch you see on any Watchbox platform. Please reach out to me directly for pricing, tmosso@thewatchbox.com. Today, we're discussing a 2022 launch that is now just beginning to trickle into the pre-owned market. This is the Tudor Ranger. Now, the Ranger name dates back to 1929 when Hans Wilsdorf first registered the name. And then back in the 1960s, 67 to be precise, it debuted as Tudor's answer to the Rolex Explorer. And it's a very similar watch, but this is not the first modern version of the Ranger. The Heritage Ranger came out in 2014. This is not that watch. This watch in stainless steel is 39 millimeters in diameter, and because it has a back-wrapped strap, there's two different ways to measure the thickness. The case itself, by itself, is 12 millimeters. If you add the extra thickness of the strap, then it becomes 13.3. From lug tip to lug tip, the watch is 47.7 millimeters, and it has a 20 millimeter spacing between the lugs. On my wrist, you can see it wears well. There are several different strap and bracelet options available. This one is NATO-like, though the construction isn't quite identical to a NATO. I'd say because of the narrowness of the watch across the wrist, you could wear this on a wrist as small as 14 centimeters circumference. It's fairly flat. It's not as thick as it looks. It's very sheer in profile, but it is not that high above the wrist. So if you want to wear it as a dress watch, you might want to swap the strap, but it's going to fit underneath the cuff. Now, the watch has a strap that, like I mentioned, looks an awful lot like a NATO at first glance, but instead of the gooseneck crimping system that you'll find on a NATO, here we have a conventional pin buckle. You can see that the strap minders here are beautiful double finished stainless steel with both polish and satin. And then we have that counterweighted clevis-like buckle with a combination of polish and satin. And you can see that it features the Tudor Shield logo. If you want to know what that looks like in full, it looks like this. And that is the later Tudor logo from mid-1968 forward. A lot of these in-house caliber Tudors also feature the Tudor Rose logo from mid-1968 backwards, and that is featured on the crown. The buckle is simple in that it uses a pin buckle and perforations on the strap, so you don't have to crimp it the way you would on a conventional NATO. It works basically like a conventional leather strap with a pin buckle. It just happens to look highly technical. Now, of course, this watch is a somewhat rugged explorer's timepiece, and that's why it has an explorer-style dial. The old Rolex Explorer dial featuring quarter Arabic numerals at 12, 3, 6, and 9, present and correct. This model for 2022 actually debuts on the 70th anniversary of the British North Greenland expedition, which was sponsored in part by Rolex, so it's also a little bit of an anniversary piece. The watch is simple. As you can see, satin-finished case band. We have satin-finished lug hoods, and then we have this transitional bevel, a nod to the era when Rolex and Tudor shared cases. Rolex made the cases for both, and they featured handsome hand bevels. Well, these are mechanically laid bevels, but given that you won't find them in any form on a Rolex, it's a nice nostalgic touch. Tudor is a little bit retro in the way it designs its watches. It is an homage brand, whereas Rolex watches tend to be more evergreen. They will evolve over time, whereas at Tudor, the classics are honored with a bit more literalism. Now, the crown, as you can see, is a screw down. The watch is robustly water resistant down to 100 meters. We have a conical bezel that's polished outboard and then satinated on its top, and it meets a dramatically cambered and domed sapphire that's designed to look like a vintage 1960s Tudor Ranger plexiglass. It is scratch-resistant sapphire, but has that wonderful off-axis distortion. The dial is matte black for low reflection. You can see the hands at center, including a broad arrow hour hand. We'll do a quick lume shot, get a sense of this watch in the dark, and as you can appreciate, it is quite well loomed, glowing. There's almost no distinguishing the day from the night with this dial. They even loomed the seconds hand, which is not universal on watches this simple. Though you can't see it, there's a solid case back, and then atop that, we have the strap. We do have a Tudor manufacturer caliber. This is the 5402 automatic winding, bidirectional winding action, 70-hour power reserve. It has stop seconds or hacking, pivots on 27 joules, it beats away at 8 beats per second. It is adjusted in 5 positions. It is a COSC certified Swiss chronometer, and it has a lot of Rolex-like features, including a free-sprung balance and a full balance bridge for shock tolerance, and the winding rotor uses a ball bearing for largely the same reason, shock tolerance. We also have a silicone hairspring, something still rare on Rolex watches, that gives this watch great anti-magnetic potential, and the movement is built by Kinesi, which is a joint venture of which Tudor is one of the primary stakeholders. Those are generally described as Tudor movements, but properly speaking, they are Tudor Kinesi movements. Reach out to Team Mosso at thewatchbox.com for purchase and pricing details of the new Tudor Ranger.